Welcome to SWU Farms, Rags to Riches, where we turn an abandoned patch of timber into a working farm. One contract, one pallet, one stone load at a time. We're carving roads, feeding the sawmill, growing mushrooms, and stacking every dollar towards concrete fields and future harvests. No shortcuts, just steady progress, smart upgrades, and a whole lot of forestry. I'm Socks Way Up. Let's get to work. Wow. Welcome back to SWU Farms, our survival challenge, Rags to Riches playthrough. It is October. By the end of today's episode, we're gonna have cattle. So today we're gonna start by getting the grass cut here because we need to get some silage. And away we go. This is our second time doing a cut here. The morning fog might be a little bit in our way at this point, but I think we'll prevail. But like I said, today's episode, we are going to be completely focused on getting cattle. We have a ton of hay. We do not have straw. We can get by without straw for a little while, I think, but we definitely want silage so we can feed our cattle the best of the best. We want to make them TMR. We want to get it mixed for them. I want to start them off with TMR from day one and only feed them the best feed for our cattle. But that does mean we're going to need a lot of equipment. We're going to need something to mix the TMR, so we're going to need a feed mixer. We're also going to need a forage wagon to pick up the grass after we row it up, because we are going to be putting it in the silage pit. We're not going to do bales for silage on this one. I want to do the silage pit for all of the feed, and we're not going to sell any of it. It's just going to be for the cattle, and if we get to the point where we have a ton of it, maybe we'll sell it, but really want to just cut this yard as whenever we need to produce food for the cows. So that's the plans. Hopefully this fog clears up in a little bit and we can see what we're doing better, but this big field, got to get it cut, get it rowed, and then we'll head to the store and spend a little bit of cash. Well, nothing like a good 2-hour cutting session to start the morning. We're gonna get this last pass all cut, and then we're gonna get the windrower out here. We'll get one of our helpers to take care of that portion of it for us. That turn didn't work. As we head to the store to buy a forage wagon. And I'm debating getting something to level the grass in the pit, but we might not do that. We might just use the weight of the tractor. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, next step, getting this road picked up, put into the silage pit, compressed, and then covered, and then just wait for it to turn. But in November, we're definitely getting cattle. We're gonna get the 7R hooked up on the windrower, and again, with the size of this thing, it shouldn't take them too long to get this all rowed up for us. While they take care of the rowing, we're gonna head on into town, spend some money. And looking under forage wagons here, I think we're gonna go with the biggest capacity we can find. It's gonna be this one right here. We'll add the additive, but I don't ever use it. That did burn through a lot of our money there, and we should have enough cash still for the feed mixer later on. Next month we'll definitely, because we'll have a lot more money coming in from the sawmills. And the stone crushing production, which we need to check on the capacity of that. I think I need to get that process up and running again. But let's get this home, start picking up the grass. The windrower should have a good enough head start, and start filling up that silage pit. Now backing this thing in there is gonna be interesting. We might need to get this hay moved, but we'll find out. Let's get this activated. Start cruising around this. Yield looks amazing too. 6% already, just picking it up. Oh, looks like we went the wrong direction, but we'll loop back around. And we could work on picking up this little area here that they're not gonna row up as well, which will help out. We can come get that later too. But that's interesting. We'll have to see what they're doing over there. It's like they did part of a headland and then turned back around. But let's get her done. And second load going in here. Seems to be working pretty smooth so far. Just kind of letting it fill up pretty high in the back is the plan. Just kind of slowly scooting forward as it unloads. We should be able to get a ton of loads in here before we have to worry about compacting it. So that will allow us to just kind of focus on what we're doing, one task at a time. Windrowing is going good. They're staying plenty ahead of us. Capacity is pretty good on this trailer, so I'm happy with that. But I think I am going to go to the far end of the field where they did end up turning around and finish the main headland, the complete outside headland here first, and then work our way back. And last pass here, good capacity over at that silage pit. We're not even going to come close to filling that thing up, which is kind of good to know. If we ever do need to expand and get a bigger field, we have plenty of room in the existing pit to have bigger loads in there, bigger harvests, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But you'll see when we get over there. You probably saw during a little bit of a montage as well. We're all finished here, 16,000 more to go in. And trying to really spread it out, but we'll see how long this takes to compact next. Being 13:11, that means we have to wait till around this time tomorrow before we'll be ready to use it. Let's go ahead and make sure we get far enough over here. I actually saw a different spot I want to target. So let's go a little bit farther and now start straightening her out. That should work right there. And I could just dump all of it right there, I think. All right, now let's get this out of the way. We're gonna see if we're gonna need the leveler or if we can pull this off without it. More sheds coming. This might fit in the existing sheds though, so we'll see. Well, let's see if we can climb up here. Not bad. We are going to open up the menu so we can see the percentage. We're at 6% right now. And I'm sure we're going to get stuck at some point, but so far looking okay. %. Maybe we do want the leveler just to make our lives easier. Let's give him a call and see if we can get that ordered. Looks like we have 544,000 liters in here. Whew. All right, I might have not spread this thin enough. We'll see. And honestly, I've never used one of these levelers, so we'll see how this goes. Let's go ahead and lower it. Now, is this gonna compact it as well? Maybe I bought the wrong thing. But if we level it, we should be able to compact it easier, is kind of what I was thinking. Let's get all the way over. I think if we lift here. Oh yeah, gonna be a struggle. I mean, does this go on the front? Maybe we should try this on the front. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually doing anything on the front. Maybe it is. All right, well, we tried the leveler because it was cheaper. Doesn't seem to be helping much. So we're gonna, you know, we never know when we're gonna use that, so, or need it. So let's do that. This, I am 99% sure we put this on the back here. There we go. This should be much better. I don't think it's something we have to turn on. So we're just gonna go back and forth with this now. We're at 30% compacted, so we got a ways to go. And I don't know if it's actually doing it any quicker this way, but at this point, just gonna kind of grind this out and get it done. And I'll see you when we get finished. And finally, 100% compacted. It took a little bit, not too bad. All right, so now we should just be able to blanket it. And we have just about an hour before we need to check on the chicken feed. We wanted to learn how much they go through in 24 hours, and it looks like they're gonna be just over 1,000 liters. They're at 1,200 liters that they've gone through so far. So we could do some math, build in a little bit of growth for them growing up and having babies and having more in here, because we can hold up to 360 and we have 250, but looking good. So I think we're gonna be able to sell a good majority of that sorghum this year. Getting a little jump start on our November morning here as we're waiting for the silage to ferment. We're gonna get some plowing done. We're gonna do this field and the other field that had sorghum in it earlier this year. So we're gonna get that all flipped and turned around. We might possibly do lime on it as well. We'll see what time it is when we get done plowing. We have, you know, plenty of time to get these fields prepped between now and when they need to be planted. So not too concerned about that. Just wanting to find some things to do to spend some time while we're waiting for that silage to be ready for us to get some cattle. Now, all finished with the small field. We're gonna make our way over to the big one now, get that going. Sun's coming up nicely at this point. Beautiful fall colors out here. We did clear a little bit more. I think it was just 2 more trees. So this opening, it's close. Probably spend some time this winter finishing this path and connect it to where our property ends, just kind of planning. So once we purchase these 2 fields and figure out if we can get that fence to disappear, we'll be able to get our path there. And then I think we might have to live with the fence, but we'll figure it out. Should be able to enter the field right here though. And this is gonna take much longer than the last one did, but it might line us up pretty good for the silage being done close to when we finish this. And away we go. Good size field, shouldn't be too bad though with this JCB. I'm gonna get busy here and I'll see you on the other side. Well, we're a little more efficient than I was expecting here. We're finishing up this field. It is starting to snow. Not the best time of year to get some new cattle acquainted with our property, but they do have a lot of inside that they can hang out in once we get them here. We do need to take care of the grass field, make sure it's prepped for the next time we get to cut it. All kinds of soybean harvests around town that haven't been finished. There's one in the back there. Wish we had money to buy the fields from these farmers. In time, we'll get there. We had one of our farm hands go pick up a new feed mixer for us. You can see it right there in front of us. It's already prepped, ready to be filled up and mixing some TMR. Super excited about that. And we got the telehandler over here, the JCB telehandler, ready to do some good work for us as well once we're ready to scoop stuff out. All right, but we need this bad boy here. Can I jump up here? Can I see if we... Oh, not. My vertical's not good enough, guys. Let's try it one more time. Nope. Not a good enough vertical jump for that. And we're gonna start with lime. And then we'll do fertilizer. So it should need just a little application here. And away we go. Hopefully, yeah, I think we have plenty of lime because it's only putting down 1.7. Some places it's putting down less than that. It's all, whoa, slippery because of the snow. We gotta back up and get that spot we missed, but it's, yeah, you can see 0.88 tons per hectare in some spots. But let's get cruise control set a little bit lower so we don't accidentally do that again. And get turned here, locked into place. Should be good, covering all the grounds there. We did have a comment that it was snowing in 55 degrees, which I think is hilarious. So definitely shouldn't stick. It shouldn't even be coming down. But yeah, something, I'm hoping it was fixed on later versions of this map, but the seasons and when it snows, and it just doesn't make sense to match the temperature. But we're almost done here. Plenty of lime left for this last pass. There we go. Well, could get close here at the end. 800 left. We should be good. Get this unloaded, get the fertilizer put in it, and see if we have enough of that to get this field in a great shape to make us another 500,000 liters of grass. Which next time we'll probably figure out if it's probably be half silage, half hay every time moving forward. But we'll figure that out when we need to. All right, one more time. Touching everywhere on this field. Just a little bit, 166 up to 185 kilograms per hectare going on of fertilizer here. So hopefully we have enough in capacity, and I think we should be able to get away with it here. And like I said, this field will be ready for us to just cut in the spring if we need to, or we can wait all the way till summer. It's very time consuming, so this is definitely a task we're only going to do as needed. And all complete. So I did talk to them at the animal dealer, and we did find out that they have a trailer over there that we can borrow when we do purchase from them. So we can load up our new cattle in that trailer and deliver them home, and then take the trailer back over there. And since we do have a semi truck, it's something that is available to us to be able to do now. I'm going to take a lunch break, and then we'll head on over. And it looks like that trailer is right over here. So we should be able to just back up and hook up to it like so. And then we'll come on over here, talk to them, and figure out exactly what we want to purchase and get them loaded up. And they told me to back up about right here. We're going to go with 12 of the 18-month-old brown Swiss. You need to buy an animal husbandry first. Well, what is this thing? All right, well, we tried. And I'm leaving that in the video for sure. So we were gonna buy 12. We're actually gonna buy 24. Maybe 36. Yeah, we're gonna get at least 36. So we will do that, but I don't know. Maybe if we bought our own trailer, it wouldn't say that. Maybe it's because that trailer's not technically attached to the husbandry. I don't know. Seems to defeat the purpose of it being there and available. All right, it's like it never happened. Let's head on over here and get 36 brown Swiss purchased. Fermenting 100% perfect. All right, 36 gonna cost us $45,900. And there they are. Wait, where are they? There they are. Beautiful. All right, let's get them some food. So what we're gonna wanna do is jump in the John Deere. We're gonna get this started. We're gonna need our help menu open. We'll see the capacity of this thing, and we'll figure out how much hay we want to put in here first. So we're gonna put the bucket down, and we bought a pallet fork. So we're gonna hook up to that. Not a pallet fork, bale fork, bale spike. And I am gonna sneak, let's see. Oh, they're stacked a certain way here. I'm pretty sure we're gonna at least need 2 of these. So let's back up here. Let's see if this is a better way for this. Kind of just snag those 2. So that should be, I don't think it's reading both of them on that number. Oh, we just really messed up those bales. But if it is, that's 8,000. I believe this is 16,000, but I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. And then we should be able to just drop these in. We'll just back out. And we'll come on over here, and we're gonna take a peek at what percentage this gets to. 8,000, yeah, so this should be both of them. We should get to 16,000 liters, which is gonna put us just above, just below 50%. Definitely want these facing the other direction, but let's try to grab one. All right, we got one on here, and we should be able to, I don't know if it'll show us the amount. You know, let's do this smart. Do it smart. We come in here, it shows that we bought the 35,000. So this, we're gonna want, so if we have 16, 30, oh my goodness, let's do some math. So we need this to be down to 6,500, and that would give us a perfect 50-50 mix. Let's see if we can do that without dropping it in here completely. There we go. And raise it, we'll do a little bit more. Okay, so it'll be a little bit more than 50% hay, which will be fine. We're just gonna put this bale on the ground right here, and then we're gonna switch out the bale fork for the bucket, and we're gonna uncover the tarp, or uncover the silage here. And I don't know how many buckets full this is gonna take, but I imagine we'll find out. Open. That beautiful silage. Oh, interesting number there. 26.51 per bucket full. So it's going to be quite a bit of buckets. We might want to get something with a better, higher capacity bucket long term to help out with this. Let's make sure we're close enough, not too far, and that should do it. Getting it closer to a good mixture, and we're just going to keep doing that until she's full. All right, and that took just part of that bucket, so we are all set. Let's go ahead and back this up. We'll put the bucket down, shut her off. All right, first time feeding the cattle here. 35,000 liters of total mixed ration going into the cattle barn here, and should just pull in a little bit farther. There we go, that's far enough. And it's going in. See if they run up to eat or not. They might not in this barn, but it can hold up to 60,000 liters, so we could do another mixture. But I think that'll be good for now. We'll learn how much they go through. Looks like they're chewing on the meadow right now as well, so that is wonderful. And a lot of new equipment to figure out where we're gonna store long term. That'll definitely be part of the focus of year 5, but I think I am gonna get another mix going here and get that just topped up. Do that off camera though. Oh, now they're here eating. Perfect. Got 17 liters of milk already, and we got a little bit left over in here in capacity that we can top off tomorrow. Unbelievable. Great progress. We got a lot of money to make here in a minute though. We're about to make some money. We're gonna head on over to the main farm and fill this up with some sorghum to get sold here. We're gonna wanna keep, I think, around 30 to 40 liters, and that should get us through the year, especially get us through spring, summer, when we get to harvest the wheat over there. All right, let's get this loaded up. And I think 2 trips might be safe with both of these filled up. We'll see what the total is and what's left in there. So 28,000, so we're gonna take 56. Yeah, I think doing 2 trips should be safe. And we are headed to the farmer's market today. Always fun to make some cash here. Should be a good payday. All right, first one getting tipped, about 44 plus 4. Not bad. And this one should tip a lot faster since it's not the grain door. I'll have to fix the configuration on that other one. And the same amount again. So let's go do that one more time. And we're gonna have a decent amount of cash. All right, we are here. So we should be able to tip this a lot faster this time. There we go. Dollar amount climbing. Should get us well above 300,000 once we get both of these sold. We're at 281 now. And tipping the second one. And we'll have the remainder over there for when we need money and need to feed the chickens. But another almost 50,000 coming in here. We are at $333,000. Make a little bit more off of the sawmill overnight. And then in December, we're gonna end year 4 with a little build. Coming on over here just to check on the cattle. They produced over 2,000, almost 2,800 liters of milk in that short time. Should be pretty good. And over yonder with the chickens, wanted to double check we didn't need to give them feed yet. No, probably would be wise this month to do that. And wow, egg production is looking great. So the silo is gonna move long term to a new location, but right now we need to get a production going. So we're gonna do a little bit of a build time lapse here. I went with the larger building this time because I didn't want the small tiny dairy. So it's not as, you know, it doesn't blend in as well or go with the rest of the build as well. But I think facing it this way and having the primary color blue, like, I guess it's not as blue as I was thinking it was. I must have had the oil mill in mind, but this will be good. I think a little bit more detailing would be nice. We might do that later on, but I did add these trees or bushes, or I think they're trees, around here to decorate it a little bit. Hopefully I gave us enough room to drive. Let's change the aspect ratio there, or field of view, I guess. Yeah, we should have plenty to deliver back here. Plenty of space. Be able to work on it up here as well. And let's see everything that we can do in this dairy. So we're definitely gonna want to make some butter. Here we go. So we'll want milk butter, so 15 milk to 13 butter. That's not bad. Or we can make bottled milk, which is 10 milk makes 20 bottled milk. And I thought there was something we could make with with eggs in here, but I might be thinking of something different. So we'll have to find a production or something to to do with our eggs. I guess that's probably the bakery, which I guess we could think that through and possibly expand some more productions later. But this production yard's looking full, or it's getting there. We'll have to do a little bit more detailing and decorating long term once we know where every building is sitting. And that's kind of why I didn't want to completely do that today with this. I don't know if I'm going to add other things nearby quite yet, but I did know I wanted that field to go away, and all the way into that field, which by the number 10 out there, I do want to get all of this cleared eventually, and productions and buildings and greenhouses, all types of stuff in here to make us a ton of money. So that's going to end year 4 of the SWU Farms series. Survival challenge, rags to riches. I think it's time, year 5, to start working on the ranch. I'm SWU. I will catch you on the next one.